to Nagoro Skies Hotel for a promise that is yet to be kept or signed, stamped and sealed. If you're still asking yourself what that is, let me hand you over to Desire Derek Ford Mugomisa. Desire, over to you to let us in.
Thank you, Mildred. Desire Derek Ford Mugomisa is my name, and yes, I do come to you live from the skies of Nagoro, where NBS Television, that station that has delivered to you insightful news, that station that has been your home or has become your home of live coverage, that station that has brought to you some of the deepest investigations you've ever gotten to watch on Ugandan television. This morning does get to launch officially the media coverage of the 2021 general elections, and yeah, it is huge, it is big. I get to bring to you personnel, both youthful and very experienced from all kinds of walks of life, people that are one of you, that are going to be taking you through up to the minute, not up to date, up to the minute of the 2021 general elections. We're going to be meeting these people just about now, and a little bit later we shall be bringing to you our official communications. You'll be hearing from our Chief Strategy Officer, our Head of News and Current Affairs, and many more on what exactly you can get to expect when we tell you that the 2021 elections are coming to you right here on NBS Television. Ladies and gentlemen, today, officially at least, we get to launch to you the Political Command Center. Now, how about we get to meet some of those faces that you will be getting to hear from all through the next months as we get to look for that next MP, that next president, and many more. The general elections are what we're going to be discussing today and for many days to come. Julius Buchana is one of the people that you will be getting to hear from. They will be reporting for you to the Political Command Center from different spots. And of course, for Julius, it will be the first time he does that as far as elections are concerned, at least on NBS Television. How are you, Julius, this morning?
Very well done.
What can we say you are looking forward to the most?
This is going to be my first election to cover, and on a bad note, it's going to be scientific. I've not covered any election which is not like this. Most of the elections which I've seen being covered were rallies, seeing crowds of people following their candidates to various campaign venues and making sure that the information that you deliver is up to date with the current affairs and the current situations on ground. For instance, the presidents, the MPs, the LC5s and the others. But to this election, which is going to be scientific, I don't know what comes with it, what I'm supposed to do. In this case, I guess that we're going to be using media. For those who are going to be moving, I don't think we'll be having a lot of the electorates move with them, but it's going to be one that is going to be, we're supposed to learn, unlearn and then learn again, so that we may know what a scientific election is going to be about. And I'm ready for this as Julius Buchana.
All right, Julius Buchana right there, another gentleman that will be in the field for you, reporting to the Political Command Center. Now, of course, he's only one of those. We have more than 20, actually maybe about 30 Political Command Center, and reporting to the Political Command Center. Another gentleman that is just joining me is the one and only Mordecai Morisa. It turns out Mordecai is not just a movie character. He's also a person that works with us at NBS Television. Mordecai, first election as well?
Well, I've covered election that was way back in 2016. We
are not calculating age, so
yes,
no worries.
Then this one now is much big and better, if I may say.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Very big, very different challenges and all of that. What can the viewer look forward to seeing of Mordecai within this campaign period?
Oh, now this is a message to the viewer. I will say to you that in frenzy mornings, scorching afternoons, deep evenings and deep dark nights, we are going to be with you. You have to have someone that you're going to trust at any time, and this time around if we tell you that NBS has been proving that point, you of course you will not be doubting. But yes, this time around we are promising you, and this is a launch. It's not just a launch, but a promise that we are coming to you much more bigger and better.
All right. Thank you so much, Mordecai Morisa, another gentleman that you will get to catch at different spots, getting to bring to you everything, Political Command Center, everything Uganda Votes 2021. You'll be knowing a little bit better about that. Now, of course, there is so much that we shall be getting to bring to you, and that includes a man that Zambeli says is his Komla Moama. But yes, Solomon Seranja, an award-winning, the man that has made picking plaques, more so of awards, part of the job. I didn't think we had to prepare for those speeches and how to hold a plaque, but it looks like you've made that a part of it.
Listen, every time these awards come through, it sort of reminds me of the responsibility of us journalists. I think we have a very, very big responsibility to be the watchdog. We have to play a watchdog role, but most importantly, we have to be the eyes of the public. And so every time these awards come through, they remind me of the shoes I put on. And my responsibility as a journalist, and it's even going to be more interesting and exciting as we get through to the elections. Listen, I am super duper excited about this election because it's going to be different in all its, whatever we have to say, because it's going to be an e-election, and this is the first time we're having this election. Unlike other elections where people used to go out and campaign and get on campaign trails and everything, who said what where, I think investigative journalism is going to play a critical role in this election. I mean, if you remember, for example, the Cambridge Analytica investigation where firms went into Facebook and you remember Mark Zuckerberg there appearing before different committees to explain why they gave out data. Cambridge Analytica hand was seen in the Kenyan elections. Let me tell you this, as day follows night, I can assure you that your data is going to be sold to politicians. You will imagine, if you're staying in a particular locality, they're going to send you messages on your phone number in that particular constituency of the politicians campaigning. So the question is, who gave out your number to these politicians?
Is it that serious?
Listen, I think what we need to do as the media is really to go beyond just covering the top surface of who said what, where, but it's going to be digging deeper. I think the role of investigative journalism is going to be very critical here to sort of go beyond what people are saying. I foresee, one, your data is going to be sold. I foresee, two, I think we're going to have, Facebook, the social media platforms need to hold tight for this election, because it's most likely that, adverts are going to come through. We're going to see a lot of hate speech on social media because, campaigning, the people who are campaigning are going to go for each other's throats. And the media needs to be very sensitive in the way we cover it, in a way to guard ourselves against, hate speech, against violence. Very many clips are going to come out and you don't know the source, and before you know it, it is in the newsroom. And so there is the most big likelihood of fake news sliding itself into the main newsroom. And this is where editors are going to play a critical role to be the sieve of what should actually go through on traditional media. And so it's going to be, it's going to be an exciting time for the whole media fraternity. But for us as NBS, I think we're ready. We're excited. We have a team. We're going to be manning it from the Political Command Center. We're going to go across the country. We're going to go beyond the country, because most likely the members in the diaspora are going to be voting. It's an exciting time for us to connect with people in the UK, in the UAE, wherever, so that they can be able to be part of their own democracy. So I'm super duper excited.
All right. I feel so bright after listening to him, and so many other people that I get to work with. Now, if you think that I am bright, imagine what you will be after keeping us as your number one choice right here on NBS Television, the Political Command Center. Now, do listen to this. It is not that we shall be doing this all on our own. There are so many people that we're going to be working with to ensure that everyone out there does get the information that they do need about that election. Now, I'll start off with Eastern Uganda, because we've gotten some partners getting to join us, a couple of radio stations over there, and this is across Uganda, so I'll be bringing them to you one after the other. We'll start off with the Eastern region, where we do have the voice of Teso. Welcome. Congratulations as well for being a part of the Political Command Center through this elections period. Elgon Radio, also from Eastern Uganda. Welcome on board. Open Get FM from also Eastern Uganda. Step FM as well as East FM. Those will be our partners from Eastern Uganda. If you are out there and you still want to get to be a part of this huge pie that we are going to be sharing, how about you get to join us on that note? Now, as we finalize the early profiling interviews, I think he is Canary Mugume. I have to make it out from that particular mask. He's definitely taken to the fore with the COVID coverage. He's been Mr. COVID for Uganda, not just NBS television. Will you also be Mr. Elections?
Thanks, Desire. I don't know if I'll be Mr. Elections, but the point is to deliver a really 360 coverage of the election to make sure that everywhere we are covered at all corners, because I believe as media and an independent institution like ours, NBS TV, we are the very, very core elements of a democracy that we're seeking for here in Uganda. We are the bulwark against all violations for human rights, abuse of power, and etc. So we have to be there, since we're the ears and eyes for the people and people out there. So the audience, I think, has trusted us through the COVID period to deliver the finest information, analysis, and debate around COVID. So I think it's about that time that they shift that trust, not to anyone else, but then to us again for delivery of an election, scientific or not. All right,
as we wind this one up, it is definitely a team that we have coming through on this particular one, everyone bringing their own strength. What will Canary Mugume be bringing to the table that the viewer can get to look forward to on the Political Command Center?
I think from my docket, or the desk that I sit on, which is really investigations, is to uncover and document everything that happens within the dark side of politics, because what we really see and what social media reports is what happens as events. I think from my desk is my task in this election is to uncover all truths. All truths does not really matter which side the truth falls on, as long as we uncover the truth and stay principled to facts. That's for me my task in this election.
All right, thank you so much, Canary Mugume. The Political Command Center is what we're officially getting to bring to you right here. Desire Derek Ford Mugumisa is my name. I am the head of PR and communications at Next Media Communications. And yes, these elections are going to be all about, of course, what we call bread and turquoise. It's about that moment that I get to hand you over to Joyce Bagala, our head of news and current affairs.
Platforms, in a very special way, I would like to appreciate. Remember, a few months back, I was here in front of you and I made a promise. I said that NBS was going to bring you all the coverage about the COVID-19 pandemic, and we have delivered 100% on that promise. But we wouldn't be able to deliver on the promise without you, our dear viewers. I'm very delighted that you keep it to NBS, you watch our news, you watch our programs, our current affairs shows, and all our entertainment shows. Now here today, as the head of news and current affairs for Next Media Services, I would like to welcome you again and to make another promise, another reaffirmation that we are going to bring you the coverage of the 2021 general elections to wherever you will be. The Electoral Commission has already indicated that the election is going to be a scientific one. And as NBS, as Next Media Services, we are here to tell you that we are the one-stop center for all your coverage. All the candidates, all the political aspirants would like to promise that we are going to work with you, for you to reach your dear ones, for you to reach the voters, for you to reach all the people that you want to reach. So we are launching this Political Command Center, and surely you know we are the Political Command Center. So without much further ado, I'd like to introduce the team that is going to bring you all the coverage, all the news, all the commentary about the politics, about the elections in 2021, and we are starting today. So look out on all our platforms, all our current affairs shows, the Morning Breeze, our news live at 1, live at 9, NBS Amasengeje, and all the other products. Joseph Sabiti returns to the Political Command Center as our political reporter, the senior political reporter. We surely know that all of you have been waiting for Joseph Sabiti. And we tell you that when we promise, we make good on the promise. So Joseph Sabiti returns to the Political Command Center as a senior political reporter. Remember the 2016 general elections? Remember what he did? You're going to see better. Mildred Tuhaise, she was working with Joseph Sabiti in 2016, the general elections, the coverage, you remember very well. She's going to be part of us. Kanari Mugume, senior political reporter. Solomon Seranja. Solomon Seranja is an award-winning investigative journalist, and you must be sure that as we go into the 2021 elections, you will be watching a number of investigative reports. Just stay tuned to NBS. Hatman Nalugwa Sekaya. For those of you who watch NBS Amasengeje, you surely will watch Hatman Nalugwa Sekaya. Simon Kagwanjala will be joining here soon. He is still at the Political Command Center on the Morning Breeze, and he will be definitely going ahead with all the coverage. Rukshana Namimba, Daniel Lutaya. Yes, Daniel Lutaya. Yes, Daniel Lutaya is our senior political reporter, and definitely, if you're watching tonight, wait for what he is bringing you on the news in Live at 9 and NBS Amasengeje. Zambali Bulasio Mukasa, the man with the voice. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. The 2021 general elections coverage is going to be very interesting. Dalton Kawesa. Dalton Kawesa, for all the live shows, all the live commentary, all the lives that you watch, that is the man behind all the lives that we do. He is my deputy, and definitely we will be working together on this coverage. Shiland Wuchire is a news anchor, and she will be definitely reading the news live at 9. Ernest Wisdom Chionga is my deputy in charge of Luganda, Amasengeje. He's joining us very soon. Isabella Tugume. Josephine Namakumbi is a news reporter and anchor for NBS Amasengeje. Paul Kayonga. Yes, definitely. We are very proud to work with Paul Kayonga. You can look at very senior reporters and you can see how much he is really committed to the work he's doing, the kind of stories that he's doing. A young person like that, very committed, very committed. We are so proud of you, Paul Kayonga. And tonight, on NBS Amasengeje and NBS Live at 9, the Gang of 7, that is the work of Paul Kayonga. So, Mebo Twegumiezake is a news anchor, Live at 9. Julius Buchana. Julius Buchana is a news anchor and a reporter. Victoria Bagaya, a news anchor and reporter, and she will be giving you a number of special reports. Zahara Namori is our senior health reporter. Sam Iranda Mugabi is our senior parliamentary reporter. Mordecai Morisa is our reporter as well, and a talk show host, as well as a producer. He produces the Frontline, of course, with Dalton Kawesa. Jamila Mulindwa Nuaha. Yes, very proud to work with you. And a number of other people, but that's the team. The team for Samson Kasumba will be joining us. He's still on the Morning Breeze with Kagwanjala, but they will be joining us. I wanted, as the head of News and Current Affairs, to present to you, our audience, this team that we are going to work with throughout the coverage of the 2021 general elections. And I would like to tell you that we are going to bring a number of things, new bulletins. When I was here before, I told you about the COVID coverage. We had new bulletins, and we're going to have more bulletins for the coverage of the 2021 general elections. Thank you very much for watching NBS. Thank you very much for loving our talent. Thank you very much for keeping it to all our platforms. Twagala nnyo okubeebaza abalabi baffe abalungi olw'okulaba NBS n'okulaba emikutu emirala gyonna egya Next Media Services. Tuyina NBS Television, tuyina Sanyuka TV, tuyina Salam TV, tuyina Next Radio, tuyina Next Production, tuyina Nextcom, naye mwe abalabi baffe mwe mutuwa amaanyi bulijjo ku bintu bye tukola n'okubaweereza. Kale nno nze nga Joyce Baagala akulira ekitongole eky'amawulire n'ebibeerawo oba ebyobufuzi, njagala nnyo okubeebaza kubanga mubadde naffe. Nga tulonkinga Political Command Center NBS gye mumanyi obulungi, emabegako mujjukira najja wano ne mbasuubiza nti tugenda kubaweereza ebintu ebikwatagana n'obulwadde buno obwa ssennyiga oyo omukambwe wa COVID-19. Ekintu ekyo tukikoze bulungi nnyo, nammwe ne musiima. Tuli bakakafu nti tukoze buli kimu ekisoboka. Twateekawo bulletins empya ne tubasuubiza nti tujja kwekuuma nga bwe tubaweereza ate nammwe mutusabire. Ku mulundi guno nga tumaze okukola kiri bulungi ne tujja ate tubagambe ti oluvannyuma lw'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda okulangirira nti tugenda kubeera n'akalulu aka 2021 naye ng'akalulu kano kalimu okwewa amabanga oba ka scientific election akajja okubeera ne social distancing tonsemberera olw'embeera y'obulwadde bwa COVID. Ne tugamba ffe nga NBS Political Command Center terututumira omwana nga bulijjo weetuli era tugenda baweereza. Tiimu eyo gye mbasomedde ye tiimu gye tugenda okubeera nayo. Manyi nti abantu bangi mwagala nnyo NBS Investigates, tugenda kubawa amawulire ago. Tumanyi nti abantu mwagala ebintu ebikwata ku muntu owa bulijjo, tugenda kubibawa bulungi nnyo mu NBS Live at 9, mu NBS Amasengeje, mu NBS Live at 1, ate tugenda kwongerawo ne bulletins endala. Tugenda kwongerawo bulletins endala okuva mu ttuntu ku ssaawa 6 paka ssaawa 7, ne ku ssaawa 10 ne ku ssaawa 2. Mukama wange Joe Kigozi bw'anajja agenda kubabulya n'ebintu ebirala. Musooke mulabe Political Command Center kyeki. Tukakasa nti mu ggwanga lino tewali kitongole oba omukutu ogw'amawulire aguyinza otuwunyamu bwe tuba nga tutandise okubaweereza ebintu ebyo. N'olwekyo mwekumire ku NBS, ebirungi biri wano. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala. I'll be going back to Desire to take us through to the next step. We are definitely very honored to be here today and to launch the Political Command Center, which will be done by the CSO, Joseph Chigozi.
Thank you so much. Within this particular 2021 general election season that we shall be the official broadcasters of right there. But quickly, let me get to bring you up to speed with a couple more partners that we are getting on board for this particular one. And right now I will be heading straight to northern Uganda before I hand you over to Joe. And there are a couple of stations from Gulu. We do have Station King FM, Unity FM from Lira, Ateker FM, Heritage FM, Pakwach FM, Unity FM, Divine FM, as well as Mighty Fire FM. All those radio stations from northern Uganda will be partnering with the Political Command Center to deliver to you the 2021 general elections coverage from right here in Kampala. Now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me hand you over to our Chief Strategy Officer, Joseph Chigozi, who will be sharing with us a little bit more on what you can get to expect.
Thank you very much, Desire. A very good morning to everyone. I'd like to say this is a very delightful moment for us as Next Media, but also as our flagship brand. Joyce has spoken very well, and she's almost preempted my speech, but of course I have a few things that I need to say. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our hosts today. That's Sky's Protea. This place is amazing. For some of you who are watching from home, this is a very, very amazing place. And of course, I'd like to say that this launch is a very, very important one in the history of Next Media. Now, focusing on NBS as our flagship brand, I'd like to thank the Board of Directors for Next Media. I'd like to thank our CEO, Kin Karisa, who I deputize. But also, I'd like to thank the entire staff of NBS for a wonderful job that has led us to these imaginable heights. We need to clap for ourselves. On behalf of the rest of the team, I cannot not thank the amazing talent, the anchors, the reporters, the political analysts, the cameramen who take us everywhere, not just in the country, but of course, across the world. I'd like to thank them all. Thank them on our behalf. Now, my job today is basically to delve into what we call the Political Command Center. Today we are launching the Political Command Center. Now, the Political Command Center was christened, or that name was given to us a couple of years ago. As we celebrate our 10 years in existence as NBS, everyone refers to us as the Political Command Center. I just want to delve into why people call us the Political Command Center. Over the years, events have happened. Kayunga riots, elections 2011, 2016. People have always looked for a television station that they can trust, that is accurate, that is balanced, that will investigate those stories, and they could not look further than NBS. So over the years, we've won the trust of Ugandans as the Political Command Center. And for me, it's a singular honor because of what we've done over the years, because you don't call yourself a Political Command Center unless you have trust, you're balanced in your news coverage, unless you're relevant, unless you speak the Ugandan story. That's why Ugandans have called us the Political Command Center. And for me to have the honor to speak about the Political Command Center today is a very, very important stage in the life of NBS. Now, that's why we are the Political Command Center, the NBS Political Command Center. But also, we must be aware that the Electoral Commission's position has already been taken, that the forthcoming elections, 2021, will be scientific, something that we are going to hear for days on end in the next 8 months. Having a scientific election requires meticulous broadcasting. It requires use of technology. It requires the kind of talent that Joyce has displayed today, the on-air, off-air talent. I mean, I cannot list them. We are going to deploy over 50 on-air talent to cover the 2020 elections. From the youngest, I must say Chiyonga is the youngest, if I'm not mistaken. Kayonga, sorry. I met Kayonga, not Chiyonga. I must say Kayonga is the youngest of them all. I don't know who is the oldest. I will not delve into the age, but you can imagine it's a great mix of youth and experience. So the viewers out there are going to have a cocktail of female, political news analysts, female reporters, young reporters, old and experienced. Like they say, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So we have that kind of mix. So that's the talent that we are going to be deploying. So in terms of equipment, as NBS, we are very ready. We are ready to take the election to every part of the country through our technology. We've already displayed this during the COVID era. When we launched the COVID-19 broadcast, of course, COVID is still prevailing, but I must say that it was a wonderful experience for us to cover COVID, to bring COVID closer, to make Ugandans understand what COVID meant, to help the Ministry of Education and government translate the messages to the least person in Uganda. I thought that was an amazing job that we did. But it was not just a job for us. It was a calling. It was a responsibility that was bestowed onto us by Ugandans who have called us the Political Command Center. Very, very important. So as the elections are looming, because as NBS, we've always been the first to create new ideas, new innovations, new strategies. If you remember, morning programming was something of a fallacy. The morning breeze arrived. If you remember, live broadcast was not something Ugandans were used to. We arrived. If you remember, that coverage of the Pope was done by NBS. That was a first, by a local TV. If you remember that we've covered COVID-19 to the smallest breadth, to the smallest piece of grass, to make sure that all angles have been covered. The same applies to the elections of 2021. We are committed as management of NBS and Next Media at large to deploy both human and technical resources to ensure that we create a platform for every political aspirant at every level. Let it be LC1 to the presidential candidate. We are going to ensure that that platform is accorded to every aspirant without any bias. We will give them equal time, we will give them equal opportunity to sell their dreams, their opinions, their plans, their strategies to the masses. But this cannot be made possible unless you work with the leading, most trusted, most influential platform, NBS. We believe that every Ugandan will have a chance to actually watch and analyze who they need to vote for. I need to emphasize that this platform is going to be very, very balanced to every Ugandan, and we are going to ensure through all our platforms that the politician, the aspiring mayor, the aspiring president will have a chance to come and speak the way you see me right now and convince the voters that actually I will be that person you need to vote for. So there are three things that I would like to summarize. I've summarized the aspect of why we are launching the NBS Political Command Center and why people have given us the name, our viewers who love us have given us the name, the NBS Political Command Center. I've talked about the opportunity that is there for every aspirant during this scientific election to have a chance to speak to their voters. The last point is the numbers that we reach as NBS. We command over 60% of viewership in this country, both online and offline. So this is to tell those who would like to work with us, not just the politicians, but also, other partners, that we are the bridge to get you to your voters. And this, I must say, that you should come and book. It's official now. It's going to be political PR. I must say it. It's going to be political PR, marketing, branding. You need to come and brand yourself on the biggest platform on the land. You should not miss out on this opportunity. As the elections have officially kick-started today with the launch of the NBS Political Command Center. Someone needs to clap. I'd like to say that we've gone ahead to partner with over 30 radios across the country, from the east to the west to the central. The role of these radios is going to be not only to translate the messages across or synchronize all the news that we'll be doing during the elections, but their role will also to spread the message. Those who will be appearing on these radios, will give you a list of all these radios that we've partnered with. Now, that means that Next Media, apart from all our 7 brands, we have now widened our tentacles to reach every Ugandan in every language, in every area, in every aspect. So all our news, all our election broadcast is going to be able to be translated to the 40 or so million Ugandans through Next Media platforms, but also through all our partners that we've taken on. I like to say that these are moments that defined the media. We are going to cover this election more than we've done in 2011 and 2016. I can assure you that Ugandans are not only going to know every detail about the election, but they are going to find out about the expert analysis, in-depth analysis, insightful analysis, investigative analysis that we have to offer during these coming elections. I'd like to say at this moment, if my team is ready, I would like to have the singular honor and privilege to be part of history. Whoever is watching NBS right now, the hashtag is UGVotes 2021. You need to tweet. You can tweet my picture. I've allowed you officially. You can tweet my picture. You can tweet our logo. You can make everyone know across the world that we have arrived and the game is just starting. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what exactly we are. You can also catch us on, of course, NBS Politicom. That's another hashtag. But also our usual and most popular hashtag, that is NBS Updates. So through those hashtags, you will be able to translate a uniform message, not just across Uganda, but across the world, as the whole world will be looking up to Uganda in 2020 to see how the elections are going to be going. And guess what? The station that everyone in the world will be looking up to will be NBS Television, or NBS Always, as we launch the NBS Political Command Center. Singular honor to tell you that the elections are going to be very, very exciting. For those who are passionate about their leaders, that's how it's going to look like. UGVotes 2021. I'd like to officially launch Votes 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joe Chigozi, right there. I guess we are officially on, and UGVotes 2021 is that official hashtag for the 2021 elections here in Uganda. And of course, we are the Political Command Center, so yes, NBS Politicom will be seen quite a lot right there, and of course, our usual famed NBS updates. Now, I don't know if so many Ugandans would be looking forward to our coverage of the 2021 elections if it wasn't for things that we have done before. And I'm not talking about Kanari Mugume and his COVID-19, or how we covered the Pope coming to Uganda, or his COVID-19. I'm also talking about how we covered particularly the 2016 general elections. Every one of these events has brought out a star. And those elections, other than who else we mentioned that time, also brought us Joseph Sabiti. And that man has been on a short sabbatical. He gets to return just in time for this particular one, so I will invite him so he can stand in front of our screen right here, and we'll have a short chat about those elections and what we can expect. Joseph, I invite you to come join me at the front. Can I have, all right, this microphone is yours, so Joseph. All right, he's also the man from Zombo, and I will tell you that we are well represented across Uganda, aren't we? When I first joined NBS Television, which is a little over a year ago, I happened to meet Joseph at the cafeteria, And I think he sat about 4 of us then. Then it was okay not to social distance, so it was about 4 or 5 of us at a table. And he was going on and on about some stories that I would love for him to share with us on his return. But before we get into those, Joseph, why return now? Some of us, I was looking to join the newsroom and cover politics. I talked to Joyce and she said, no, Joseph is coming back, so you can't join us. Joseph, why do you return now and deny us that opportunity?
Thank you, Desire. I think that there's space for everyone. And you know, I was listening to Joe, my boss, and everyone who spoke before you. And I wanted to tell Joe that there's going to be a big divorce between him and his marketing people and us in editorial. Because the significant thing for us is that we hold this spectrum in public trust. And our duty in the next election will be to the public, right? So Joe will be playing his game, the editorial team will be playing their game. And I think the important thing is that our obligation is to society and our responsibility is to the truth, Seranja will tell you. And I've been asking myself, for example, after the East Roadmap, Desire, what do the people of Uganda say about it, you see? What do they think about this election? And if the election is going to be this way, there's a heavy responsibility on our shoulders, the team here, to actually deliver to the expectations of the people of Uganda. So while everyone else is excited, I'm looking at Solo, looking at Canary, and Dalton and everyone, and thinking about the huge responsibility that rests on our shoulders. And in this election, I think our allegiance should lie with the people of Uganda.
All right, how about that? Now, he's used the word divorce. I hope it's the last time we are using it, because the hours that many of us are going to be staying away from our homes, I hope it doesn't cause the use of that particular word. Tell us about 2016. There is that famed story about that 8-hour live that you guys went on about. I was working elsewhere and I argued. I said, no, it's not possible. That footage is recorded. Kumbe people were live. And they stayed live to this day. Tell us about that story.
I think that the most amazing thing about my experience at Next Media in that election was the space the management team left for us to actually exercise our conscience, our thoughts, you know, and every day we sat on Fridays, spoke our minds, Seranja asking us the hard questions. I think that's the biggest thing for a journalist, right? You want a place where you can exercise your conscience and be able to say the right things. That's, I think, the credit that I give to the management, including Joe and the team. And it's an amazing experience. But I think that the last election was about a very supportive management team. They spent money to prepare technologically. They spent money to build teams. We had an amazing team. We had a supportive management that I think is going to be more supportive in this election. And it was the first time we were using mobile broadcast technology. I remember we did all the crazy things, made all the mistakes, but I mean, there was no alternative. So they would call you, and then someone is standing in front of you with the phone and saying, stand by in a 4, 5, 3. Start. And then you start blabbering, you start saying a lot of things. I don't even know if we remember the things we were saying. Truth be told. Yeah. But I think that in the end, we had a very supportive, you know, team behind. And I think that many times people take it for individual brilliance. It is not. It is a team. If you see Seranja shining, there's a very powerful news and current affairs team. You don't know how many times Joyce has banged tables for him for things to move. I hope I'll be safe with after here. So the significant thing is that I think that we were creations of a good team, right? We were creations of an amazing team, and that team supported us to go through. And so when I took a break a couple of months ago, and you know, everybody has spoken about why I took that break. I saw one MP friend of mine saying I left because they were paying me poorly.
Why?
And the interesting thing is that at that time I had a sick dad who had kidney complications, who needed to be taken to hospital about 4 times a week. And that burden was breaking my wife, my dear wife. So I needed time to be with my dad. And the newsroom is so demanding. If you don't have time, you can't deliver on this assignment. So I remember that conversation, I walked into the CEO's office and said, I need a break. And it was a difficult conversation. And I said, I'm taking a break. When I'm ready, when I'm done with this break, your number will be the first I'll call, and we'll have a conversation. And I'm glad to be joining this amazing team here. And this team is committed to the interests of this country. And so in the next election, the candidates who are looking for where to campaign, people who want to send campaign messages, I'm sure Joe will find where to put you. We'll give you space where to send your campaign messages. We have a lot of, the good thing is that our programming is very pragmatic. Where you want to do your campaigns, you'll have the space. And I know that Joe has no problem committing the news bulletins to the people of Uganda, and I look forward to serving that purpose. And so effective 2nd July, I'll be back officially at the command center and then doing what I love most, that's journalism.
All right, thank you so much. Sabiti, right there, the man from Zombo. And thank you so much for coming back home. You definitely come back to a team that is better. And yes, no one will be counting for you off a phone anymore. You'll have a talk back, at least.
Should I say congratulations to Chris and the team?
I guess congratulations are in order. All right, thank you so much, Sabiti. You can go ahead and have that seat, and we look forward to seeing you in the office. That is on the 2nd of July. The days keep coming closer. I dread 6th, but since it is 2nd now, even better. All right, great. Quickly, let me take you to Western Uganda, where we also have lots of partners that will be joining us on this journey to bring to you the 2021 general elections. A couple of radio stations from all of that place. Voice of Bunyoro, one of those. Voice of Toro, Spice FM, Cruise FM, the Voice of Kamwenge, the Voice of Chigezi, the KDCR in Kagadi, Voice of Muhabura, and Spice FM Hoima. Welcome aboard as well, as the Political Command Center goes on to disseminate information as far as the 2021 general elections get to go. Now shortly, I'll be talking to a man with a voice thrice as deep as my own. And when we get to speak to him, you'll get to see him. But for now, let's bring to you a little clip of the profile of some of the people that you will be watching on the Political Command Center when we officially, which is today, get into our 2021 general elections coverage.
As Uganda goes to the polls in 2021, here's your MBS Political Command Center team. Joseph Sabiti, Senior Political Reporter. Mildred Tuhaise, news anchor and talk show host. Samson Kasumba, news anchor and talk show host. Kanri Mugume, senior political reporter. Solomon Saranja, award-winning investigative reporter. Hatma Narugwasekaya, news anchor and show host. Simon Kabwanjara, senior political talk show host. Rukshana Namuhimba, senior news anchor. Daniel Lutaya, political reporter. Zambali Blasio Mukasa, news anchor and talk show host. Dalton Kawesa, deputy head of news, live and show host. Sheila Nduwachile, news anchor. Isabella Tugume, news anchor and reporter. Josephine Namakumbi, news reporter and anchor. Paul Kayunga, political reporter. Nebo Twigumyezake, news anchor. Julius Wichana, news reporter and anchor. Victoria Bagaya, news anchor and reporter. Zahara Namuli, senior health reporter. Mordecai Mulisa, news reporter and show producer. Sam Ibanda Mugabi, senior parliamentary reporter and show producer. Jamila Nuaha, senior news reporter. Joyce Bagala, head of news and current affairs, Next Media Services. will be reporting live from NBS, the Political Command Center.
Honestly, Zambali Blasio Mukasa. All right. Omwami musajja wa Kabaka so mujja kunzikiriza nkyuse mu lulimi.
Really? I love this idea, inviting me to express myself in Uganda. Thank you. Because you know the reason as to why I'm at NBS.
Yes.
That is correct.
Definitely.
I always talk to my friend Solomon Serwanja, Comrade Dumu Award winner. Nangamba the energy. So I love this because we are here to express the energy. Abatulaba bakaka senti. Ekintu abasajja bakikutte.
Abamu tukumanyi nga ragamuffin wano we tukyogererako oba tukireka ekyo.
Bani.
Tebaliiwo. Gwe ne ttiimu yo ey'amasengejje era mmwe bamu be tujja okubanga tutunuulira okubanga mututuusaako ebibeera bigenze mu maaso mu lunaku. Gwe nga ggwe Blasio, tukuyite Blasio Zambali.
Zambali Blasio Mukasa.
Gonna asatu. Zambali Blasio Mukasa, gwe nga ggwe ki ky'osinze okubanga weesunga nga tuyingira sizoni eno?
Ekisooka kya byonna ng'emikutu gy'amawulire giteekeddwa kukakungunta abantu okututunuulira. We are at the center stage. Nti okusoomoozebwa kuno tugenda kwolekera tutya naddala mu kakuyege. The campaigns, omuntu okujja ku mpewo n'ayogera naye nga w'oli okuluŋŋamya enjuyi ezivuganya, ono wa DP, ono wa NRM, ono wa People Power n'ebibiina ebirala. Okusoomoozebwa okwo kwe twolekedde kwe kugenda okwawula the Political Command Center ku mikutu emirala, kubanga mulimu okumanya kiki omuntu kyalina okufuna, kiriwo omuntu kyatalina kufuna. Naye nga tubasuubiza ffe naddala mu lulimi luno Oluganda olusinga okuwulirwa n'okutegeerwa wano mu Uganda, tugenda kukola kyonna ekisoboka okukuwa ekituufu ky'oteekeddwa okumanya.
Ndowooza tubeere tulina kye twongerako, mpozzi ng'olinayo obubaka obulala.
Obubaka bwe nnyinza okubagamba bumu. Omanyi mu bulamu buli muntu alina okusoomoozebwa kwayitamu. Naffe ng'abamawulire twolekedde okusoomoozebwa kunene mu kakuyege ono gwe tugendamu, so nga ate ne mu kulonda wadde tukwogerako nga scientific ne okusinziira ku Justice Byabakamaga nti okulondera kujja kuba scientific ne campaign ejja kuba scientific. Tubasaba bannaffe mwenna mutwanguyize omulimu gwaffe kinyinza okubagamba, kubanga okusomezebwa kujja kubaawo naye mmwe abatulaba abakulu mwenna mu bitongole by'ebyokwerinda n'abalala mwenna n'abatuvunaanyizibwako UCSAN mutwanguyize omulimu gwaffe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zambali Blasio Mukasa, right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that does get to bring us to the end of this official launch of the Political Command Center, NBS Television. Desire Derek-Ford Mugumisa is my name, and I was your moderator today. Just about now, we get to hand you over to our next batch of programming. This one coming in from the UBOS offices, and that is something courtesy of Uganda Revenue Authority. Enjoy that as well.